Good morning, guys. I'm currently stationed at West Plains Station 3, and just wanted to do a station tour for you, kind of show you around. This is a nice station. In fact, all of our stations are pretty nice. They're fairly new. This station's just a little over a year old. Our newest station isn't even a year old yet, and our headquarters was recently remodeled, so got a pretty nice setup. Anyways, I'll switch this away from my ugly mug and show you around the station. Each engineer that works here has a locker, plus we have a couple of extras. There are only 4 engineers that work here, and we're set up a little bit different than most departments. We have 1 engineer at each of the 3 stations, and those are the only guys that are on shift full time. And their primary job is to do truck checks, maintenance equipment, and be at the station for calls. And when a call goes out, we take the appropriate apparatus and respond to the call. And once on scene, our primary objective is just to operate that apparatus. So we don't have a full crew at the station, which, you know, that kind of sucks, but that's how we are currently set up. So coming out of the bunk room, this is the southeast corner of the station. This is our engineer's restroom. So it's all tile. It's really nice. There's a closet right there with our towels and soaps and toothbrushes and that type of thing. Again, we're on duty 24 hours at a time, 7 a.m. to 7 a.m. the next morning. And during that time, this is our house, so we're responsible for upkeep. So coming on down the hallway, the door on the right here goes into our public entrance. So there's parking lot out there, public use restroom right here, and then this is where someone can walk in and talk to us. We've got a doorbell right here if they need to get our attention. So, and we have our own, it's a closed system, but our own fire alarm system. And by closed, what I mean is that it doesn't alert a dispatch or another station or anything like that. It's internal only. All the detector heads are tied together, so if one goes off, they all go off. And we have strobes throughout the station, so that's primarily for our safety. And then I'll show you outside real quick. Another neat feature of this station is that it was built with a satellite station for the West Plains Police Department. It's a Southern Hills substation, and basically we're on the opposite end of town from the police department, so this is a substation that they can use to do reports and kind of hang out in case there's a call on this side of town. Just kind of gives them a little bit of flexibility of not all having to be on the other side of town in case there's a call on this side of town. So that's kind of neat. We usually don't even know they're there. They don't have an entrance into the station from their substation, so they come and go, and like I said, we never even typically know they're there. So coming on down the hallway, this is the workout room, which I'll be using here in a few minutes. I've got my truck checks done and my bunk made and all that, so I'll be in here hitting the weights pretty soon. The bumper plates and one of our 45-pound bars and this rack were all donated by CrossFit Southern Missouri here in West Plains. Super nice guy that owns that, and anyways, donated some equipment to us. Really like this rack. It's a pull-up rack, squat rack, and a bench rack all in one, and it's really nice. I mean, you can get a lot done with just that one piece of equipment. And then the bumper plates, of course, if you're doing any type of CrossFit type workouts. Those are fantastic. So rubber mat floor, you know, it's a nice little workout room. Not huge by any means, but big enough to get the job done. And here is this is our day room, our office, kind of all slammed into one. So again, this is the window that you can come up to from the public entrance. And then we have our office, a little corner office unit, and our maps and everything. This is kind of a neat feature that we've added in the last year. When you come in the morning to check in on shift, this overhead lets you know what events are happening, who's on shift with you, any kind of training that's going to be going on, you know, that type of thing. It's usually pretty full. We're just now getting into a season where it's empty, but it's been pretty full most of the year. So this map shows the station districts. So down there in the tan, that's my station, District 3, and then the other two stations and their districts in blue and green. Station 1 and 2 are actually backwards on this map. When we built the last station, they flip-flopped a little bit on the station numbers. So Station 1 and Station 2 are actually backwards as far as the district goes there. That's how we know what we're supposed to respond to and what we are supposed to respond with. Based on the district, we have different protocols for what we're supposed to take. So looking through our window out into the public entrance. And then we've got a map here that shows, of course, all of the streets. It's a topographical map, so shows a lot of the land features in the town, and also shows all the hydrants. So it's a quick reference map. We can take a glance at it on our way out the door. Over here, information boards. So we have the pegboard here, and then we have this is a dry erase paint board, so it's painted onto the wall. Those are kind of neat. The only thing is, if you're going to use those, the wall surface needs to be really smooth and flat. So you know, if it's already been painted, just sand it down nice and smooth before you apply that. But that's pretty neat stuff. So this is our day room area. Got some nice comfortable furniture, and it's a good area to rest, kick back and watch the news, hang out with the other guys that pop in from time to time. Got our dining table, nice little wall mount flat screen TV. Our kitchen, it's full function kitchen. You know, again, when we're on shift, we're here 24 hours, so we can take the trucks and go eat out, but you know, on days like today where it's kind of wet and nasty out, you know, we can make all of our meals in the station and not have to get our trucks nasty. If you've ever had to wash a fire truck by yourself, it kind of sucks. So I don't like to get out when the weather's like this. Then out here, this door opens up onto a patio, and we've got our grill out there. We're going to be getting a picnic table, and it wraps around the corner of the station. So that's a nice area. When the weather's nice, we can get out there and cook out for lunch and stuff. Pretty cool. So working our way out of here, we'll go out in the fire bay, and I'll show you the trucks that I'm going to be responding with out of this station. So this is our supply room. Well, actually cleaning supply room. Mops, brooms, vacuums, all of that type of stuff. We keep in that little room. And then the living quarters side of this station has an upstairs, but it's mainly just storage. There's a small meeting room up there, and then a computer room. So won't show you that. We really don't use that. This is it used to be one of our brush trucks. Now it's just kind of a mixed use truck. 4627. It's a 1987 F250 four-wheel drive with the 460 in it and a standard transmission. and that is a mean little truck. I mean, it will move. It's been a good truck, tough little truck. So this truck, get back here where you can see it a little better. This is the pumper that responds out of this station, and it's a Freightliner chassis with a Rosenbauer box, roll-up doors. It's a 2007 model. It's a nice truck. Most of us aren't crazy about the commercial cab, just because in a city it's not the greatest for getting around. We definitely prefer the cab over trucks that we have to the long nose engines. We've got two of these. One's a 97 and this one's the 2007, but they just have so much length in the front end, and it makes it kind of hard to get around, especially this one because it's got a huge front bumper. I'll show you that in a minute. But anyways, that's the primary pumper, and then of course ladder truck over there on the other side. So we have the Plymovent ventilation system that hooks up to the exhaust on each of the trucks. We'll hook them up when we're running the trucks, but we don't typically leave them hooked up, just so that we don't have the chance that they won't disconnect as we're pulling out. So this is what I was talking about with the long front bumper. Now they built it that way. For one, they were supposed to round the corners off, and they didn't do that. That would have made it a little bit better. But the reason they made it so long is it has storage space. So we have our LDH. It's just I believe that's a 20-foot section of LDH, and the coupling for the hydrant for this intake. So if we have a fire right near a hydrant, which that happens fairly often in the city, we have pretty good hydrants, then you have that LDH that you can quick connect to. And then it has it's a trash line is what we use it for. Car fires, dumpster fires, anything where you don't have a life hazard issue. These rubber hoses aren't made for interior attack, but we have two 50-foot sections. So it's hooked up to the bottom section. So if we needed all 100 feet, then you deploy the whole line. If you just need 50 feet, you can disconnect this real quick, pull out the first 50 feet, and break the hose and connect it back in. We've done that so many times, in just a matter of a minute, we can have that first 50 foot deployed and charged. So that's handy. It'd be nice if it was on a reel, but for what it is, it's pretty nice. So there we go. All right, so anyways, that's 4611. Like I said, that's our pumper out of this station. It's the newest pumper that we have also, 2007. We have a newer ladder truck, but that's the newest pumper. So this is our aerial ladder 4614. It's a 1991 or 1992, don't remember which, but it's a Sutphen, and it's the front mount pedestal type ladder. It has the basket or the bucket on the end of it. It's a 90-foot ladder, and this truck, for the age, is really a nice truck. It does a good job. It's a little slow, especially compared to the 2015 Ferrari that we have. I mean, this thing feels like it's in slow motion. But the nice thing about it, our other two ladder trucks are both sticks, and this one having the master stream nozzles on the end of it, and then that 2 or 3 man bucket makes it really nice for certain operations. If you're going to go up on a roof to vent, or try to perform a rescue out of a window, flue fires, that type of thing, I mean, this truck is just ideal for that. There again, the only downside to it is that it is somewhat slow to set up. It probably takes 2 or 3 minutes to get it, get the outriggings out, get it in place, and have guys ready to go up. So a little bit slow compared to the new trucks, but it's also It's also a little bit older than those trucks. So back here in the back, on the other side of this big crate, we've got some equipment there that we need to unpack. This is our workbench. We do our hose repairs and equipment repairs and that type of thing back here in this area. Some of our rescue equipment. This is a all-terrain rescue. That's, I guess you'd call it a trailer. There's a spot for an EMT or a medic to set back here, and then you'd have a Stokes basket on the backbone of it with the patient's head here where the medic is at, so they can tend to the patient. This is for, you know, off-road, off the beaten path areas, which in a rural area like ours, we have quite a few of those, so it's pretty handy. Can pull it behind a ATV or UTV. This is our rescue boat that we're waiting for a repair kit for. It was damaged during the spring flooding, so we're waiting on the repair kit to get it back in service, and then I believe we might be getting another rescue boat as well. I don't know if it's going to be another inflatable type or if it'll be a hard bottom, but anyway, the cargo trailer over there has all of our rope rescue, water rescue, confined space, all of that type of equipment in it that we can deploy, and that's what the old 87 behind me is for, the old Ford. So it can hook up to one of those and be ready to go pretty quick. Got a hose rack, and then back in here, this room's kind of a mess, but it's our supply room. So we have our ice machine back here, hose washer, fridge, some cleaning supplies in there, some of the small equipment, hose dryer, and then cleaning supplies over here behind the door. The trash barrels, the reason we have so many of those, we have a charcoal factory, Royal Oak Charcoal, and they supply us with all the sawdust that we need or want for free, and so we use that sawdust to put down at our vehicle accidents to help absorb fluids on the roadway. So we'll put down a little sawdust to help absorb the oil and hydraulic fluid, radiator fluid, gasoline, you know, that type of stuff, so that the roadway isn't slick after we open it back up. And we don't remove that. MoDOT or the city will come through and they'll sweep that up later on after it's had time to do its job. So I'll go back out here and I'll show you, I guess it's the last truck, the one we haven't looked at yet. West Plains Fire Department is the regional hub for the hazmat team. It's actually no longer called hazmat response team. We're now called the all hazards response team, because we respond to just about any type of emergency, natural disasters as well as chemical and biological type of incidents. So this truck is a 1998 International diesel automatic transmission. In its past life, this truck and trailer belonged to Coca-Cola, and it was a delivery truck, but it makes an outstanding platform to carry all of our equipment. I mean, we can pack a ton of equipment on this truck and get it to where we need it to go in a reasonable amount of time anywhere in our region, which is Region G. So anyway, like I said, that used to be a Coca-Cola truck, and we acquired it and did some remodeling, painted it, has all roll-up doors, and as you can see, quite a bit of storage space for all of our hazmat equipment. So that's a pretty nice truck. I mean, for the age of it, it's a pretty nice truck. Definitely gets the job done. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hope you liked the video. Have a great day.